ha. My YouTuber friend Meg tagged me in the media identity tag, so I'm going to try to do that now. Number 1, through what media do you produce and consume content? I feel like all of these questions are going to be more about your primary answer, because I consume all the media. What do I produce? Well, I have written blogs, and I have written some stories, and I participate in NaNoWriMo every November. But the vast majority of content that I produce that is shareable for others to see is in the form of YouTube posts. I also draw, but I almost never do that anymore. Number 2, how did you learn to use these media? At home? At school? At work? On your own? I forgot to mention that I produce tweets. I tweet a lot. With regards to the writing, I have taken a lot of writing courses, but the unique style and pacing and format that's called for to create really enjoyable blogs and tweets, that's not something that I ever learned in school. I had to teach myself, both by reading up, actually, articles about social media construction, and also just from observing the people who are really good at it, and then some trial and error. As for YouTube, I figured out the kind of content that I wanted to create by watching Vlogbrothers and Wheezy Waiter and Grace Helbig and Lex Croucher and Lacey Green and Hot Mess Moves and The Brain Scoop. As for the tools that I use for making YouTube videos, I use Final Cut Pro 10. I've taught myself all of that. And also from watching YouTube videos and occasionally reading a how-to article here or there. Number 3, how important are these media to your life? How have they changed you? All of it is very, very important to me. My day job isn't really a creative outlet. I do database programming for the most part. So if I didn't have an outlet to create something unique and original, I think that I would go nuts. I think I would hate it. I would feel pointless and untethered. And I've also begun to slowly make friends in the YouTube community, which is really, really nice. Blogging, writing out my thoughts, didn't really change me much because it's basically just taking what I was already thinking and capturing it on the keyboard. YouTube, on the other hand, I think has changed me because it has forced me to behave much more extrovertedly, much more gregariously than I might otherwise behave. I am an introvert at heart. I am a hermit at heart. And hopefully it's making me a little bit goofier too. I don't have to be reserved for any reason. I think that I just keep on doing it because of a fear of how people react to me. Hopefully as I keep on doing these things, that fear will diminish and I will just be as I want to be. Number 4, how do you portray yourself through these media? Socially, politically, artistically, or otherwise? This is pretty much me. If you encounter me in real life and you ask me about any of the topics in my videos, hopefully you'll see that I am consistent in real life to the person that I portray on the internet. If anything, there's a slight danger that I'll already have said everything I thought about that topic and I'll just repeat myself. But that means it's really me! Number 5, what responsibilities do you have as a consumer of media? As a producer? I consume lots of media. I spread my influence via my voice and my money. I try to be very careful that I only consume the things that I believe in. I try to use my voice and my money to encourage the production of non-sexist, non-bigoted, non-pandering, non-stupid content. When I do come across that bad content, the content I don't like, I comment about it, or I tweet about it, or I YouTube about it. Stop making it. As a producer of YouTube content, I feel a responsibility to entertain, to stimulate conversation, and to let viewers who are viewing me from a place of less social privilege that I am on their side. To that end, I choose not to be anonymous and not to use a pseudonym pretty much anywhere I am on the internet, and yet still speak out against sexist issues, queer bashing, shaming, any other form of social injustice that I see. Because I figure if I shy away from that, I'm neglecting an opportunity to show the bigots and shamers, policymakers who are all on the wrong side of these issues, that they're not just fighting against and bashing the people in those positions of less privilege, they're fighting against people like myself. I think that is the greatest responsibility of a queer and intersectional feminist ally, to stand up and say, look, I'm not one of those people that you're trampling on, and I still think it's wrong. Because I don't have to be in their position to know that wrong is wrong. And then the second most important thing for an ally to do is to get out of the way. Those are the voices you should be listening to. Listen to them. I hope I actually convey some of that on YouTube and Twitter and in blogs. It's certainly my goal. And I think I'm supposed to tag other people to do this sort of video as well. I'll give that a shot. I'm gonna tag Mouse and Sneakers, Emily Eifler, Lauren Fairweather, and OKD Did. If any of the 4 of you have time in your insanely busy lives to do this tag video, that would be great. And that is it for this Paul Talks. I hope that you liked this video. If you did like it, please like it below, please subscribe, please share it with your friends. Leave me any questions, comments, or suggestions that you have below. If nothing else, tell me something that matters to you, because I want to know what matters to you. And as always, thanks for watching. Wheezy Paulers. Polly Waiters. They're equally good, if by good you mean not good.